Hey guys, so I'm recording this video April 30th in the nighttime, but you're going to see this on the following day, Wednesday. And I just want to talk about why Pokemon investing is going to be here to stay. Now, PokeBeach just released this yesterday in the nighttime, but I saw it this morning. Pokemon TCG earned record 857 million in Japan for 2023, more than Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic, and others combined. So they're basically just talking about how Pokemon Japan made a ton of money, record sales, all that jazz. And I kind of just wanted to go through this article, give my thoughts on Pokemon investing, where it's headed, how the future is looking, and then just TCGs in general, because I found this really interesting, to be honest. So they go on to say the Pokemon TCG was the number one selling card game in Japan from April 2023 to March 2024, earning a record 857 million in revenue. This is as much as the next eight trading card games combined, including Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic the Gathering, One Piece, and more. The Pokemon TCG also grew its revenue by 37% between 2022 and 2023. Meanwhile, Yu-Gi-Oh saw only 3% growth, while Magic the Gathering was down 6%. One Piece's revenue tripled due to an increase in production, but its total revenue only accounted for 20% of Pokemon's. Now, these numbers aren't for certain. This was a private report published by MediaCrate, a company that tracks and analyzes data for Japan's gaming market, apparently. PokeBeach apparently retrieved a copy of this and translated it below, which we'll look at in a second. Pokemon's numbers come out in May. Apparently, the trading card market in Japan goes from, I believe, what did they say, April? Basically starts in April. That's like a fiscal year. So that's why we're getting it now, and it would make sense why it comes out in May. I do think these numbers would be fairly accurate. I mean, you can do your research into MediaCrate if you don't think they're legit or not. But this is really interesting data. So when we look at it, right, you have Pokemon TCG up top making 133.7 billion yen, which converts to $857 million, a little over that, 324,000. And that's up 137% compared to 2022, which is really interesting considering that, the height of Pokemon, at least over here, was normally, 2021 into 2022, but not really, most of 2023. So it's interesting to see that there has been growth from 2022 into 2023, and we'll talk about maybe a couple of reasons why. Obviously, Yu-Gi-Oh in second place, 302 million, up over 103%. Duel Masters in third, 185 million, up 97%. One Piece, 170 million approximately, up 313%. One Piece going absolutely insane. And then you have some other ones, White Schwartz, Magic the Gathering, Battle Spirits, Shadowverse Evolve. Some of these I haven't even heard of. Union Arena, pretty interesting, $20 million, up 643% annual growth. And then another Yu-Gi-Oh, Vanguard, Digimon, Weak Sauce, Build Divide, and Rebirth for You. So a lot of these that I don't really know about and probably aren't super important to our discussion anyway. One thing to point out, this is going on in the Japanese market when Japan's apparently in, an economic recession. They're struggling economically. Look at every single one of these top 15 TCGs. All of them are up in percentages, just like insane percentages. The lowest one, Shadowverse Evolve, up 50%. That's the lowest increase in revenue from 2022 to 2023. Pokemon, they're doing 860 million almost. They're up 137%. That's just ridiculous. Yu-Gi-Oh up 100% as well is very impressive also. Now, obviously, this is the Japanese market, and it kind of makes sense. Japanese products are becoming more popular over here in the States and in other parts of the world. People are investing in products like Gym Hero, EV Gym Heroes, and then, obviously Japanese 151 was a massive product, and I'm sure that contributed a lot to the growth we saw last year in this Japanese market. But it's one thing to point out that if the Japanese market is doing this well, if that much product's being bought from, what is normally probably the smaller market, right, in comparison to the English market, obviously that's a very good sign. And especially when you consider that all of these trading card games are doing well, it kind of goes with that collecting cards and trading card games they're really in right now. Collectibles are in. Obviously, probably not at the height of COVID when things were just absolutely booming. Everyone had tons of money because they're getting government checks from the government for free. But it's a good sign to see that all of these TCGs are still doing very well. There's growth in them, and I do think we're going to continue to see this. But even if we don't, right, like $860 million in a year just in the Japanese card market for Pokemon is insane. That's massive, right? Like when you think about almost 87% or 86% of $1 billion, like that's a huge market cap just for one trading card game. So definitely something, promising for the outlook of Pokemon cards. People are talking about how everything's just getting printed into the ground and blah 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 blah. Like, sure, but this just proves that there's a ton of demand for it, right? Like, you got to have a large customer base to sell $860 million worth of Japanese product, right? So it's not like there's a very small market or a dying market or a niche market like maybe some of these other trading card games, like I don't know, Digimon or something like that, under $10 million in revenue when it's converted to USD. But you even look at Yu-Gi-Oh, over $300 million. One Piece, $170 million. That one's going to be really interesting to see what happens there next year. But when you look at this list too, One Piece is Bandai, Battle Spirits is Bandai, Union Arena is Bandai, and Digimon is Bandai. So Bandai clearly, maybe they're turning things around with their card games. Who knows, right? But yeah, really interesting to see that as well. But the point I'm trying to make in this video, we're in a good place, right? Like when you look at everything, all signs are pointing to we're going to continue to see growth. We're in a really healthy place in the market. Chilling Reign popping off over here in the English market. Fusion Strike, same thing. Brilliant Stars is about to pop off. Lost Origin now selling over $200 a piece. And even the cards, right? Like if you want to invest in the Blaziken, this thing's pumping. The Gengar, this thing's pumping as well. If we can get the list over $300 now, really impressive. The Rayquaza V over $350. Couple sales here at $400, insane. And then the Giratina, obviously as well, $365. Latest sale, $454. So, Japanese market's doing really well, even though they're in a recession. The English market's doing really well. Obviously people are buying up a ton of Sword and Shield, but you even look at things like Paldea Evolves doing pretty well. Paradox Rift's even moving up towards $100. So lots of things that we can point to that are very promising for the TCG. I'm sure someone could make a video and argue that there are things that we should be worried about, and you could make a very legitimate argument for that. But me personally, when I look in all corners, like it's looking pretty good, right? Like it may not be the best. Obviously, some interest has dwindled compared to the highs of COVID, but there's still a healthy base of people that want to collect the cards, that are playing the TCG, etc. So all very good signs. But that's all I got for you guys today. You let me know in the comments down below what you think of this report from PokeBeach coming out here, whether you think these numbers are very promising for the hobby as a whole. Pokemon, top of the list, insane. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, you're going to see this on Wednesday, even though I'm recording it on Tuesday night. And, when you see this, I'll probably be in the air, hopefully. And I'll be home, in the next couple of days, and I'll get that investment video out showing off everything that I own, finally proving to you guys that I am not a fraud. That I'm really looking forward to doing that. So if you haven't already, if you guys can subscribe to the channel, I really appreciate that. Like the video as well if you enjoyed it, got some value out of it. If you're shopping on eBay or Hobbiesville, I have affiliate links. They're free to use, and they help out the channel a little bit. With that said, thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe wherever you are in the world, and I'll catch you in the next one.